you going?
Nope. I don't know what I'm doing.
How are you, mate?
Good, you?
Yeah, very good. Very good. You're on Sabbath today?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I guess I don't know how loud I should be talking. I guess I'm yelling.
No, you're fine.
You can just talk
Okay.
normal, yeah.
Okay. The wife will be with us shortly, so.
Wonderful. It's lovely to meet you, mate.
Yeah, it's good to see you guys. How long have you guys been walking in Yahusha?
We've been about 9 years. We've got about
Really?
8 years maybe. Yeah. Yourself?
It'll be 3 years this Shavuot or Pentecost.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And you came out? Did you come out of the religion, or did you come out of?
Yeah, I sure did. 17 years walked in Christianity, and it's you butt your head up against the wall trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And you're about to have your 7th child.
A little girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
You got any other girls?
No, it's all boys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
She's a cutie.
She certainly is.
Say hi.
Nice.
Say hi. Wait.
Say hello.
Your hair.
Now, how old is she now?
She's 20 months.
She?
Yeah. She's a lot more work than the boys were. So I don't know if it's a girl thing, but
Uh-oh.
She's a little princess, mate. Mm.
Is that a warning?
yeah.
No, this is wonderful.
But she's cute. Mm-hmm. You cutie.
So what do you do? You said you were working. You work all night.
We manufacture water towers, storage towers, all kinds of tanks. It's heavy metal work is what it is.
Wow. I'm surprised.
10 hours.
Yeah, and that goes
10 hours a night.
Wow. Fantastic.
How old are your boys?
From 15, 15, 13, 11, 8.
Yeah.
There's too many of them. I can't keep track.
Funny.
I'm bad at it.
Are they all with you today, or are they around the place?
Yeah, they're all here besides Seth, the oldest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Seth, Jacob, Zachariah, Caleb, Titus, and then Benjamin.
Yeah.
Who's this guy right here?
This is Brandon.
This is Brandon.
How you doing, Brandon? All right.
This is Shawn. He's our mate in America. He loves YAHUSHA too. So Chris was telling us you have weekly meetings? You've got heaps of believers around you, have you?
We got there's more coming up board, and it initially started, as far as I know, it started off just 2 brothers in Yahusha, and it was strange because how it worked was they were getting shown things at the same time, but neither one of them knew that they were being shown the same thing. Until finally they came together one day and said, I've been looking at this stuff, and the other guy's like, you know what? I've been looking at the same stuff. And it blew up from there.
Who are those guys?
So,
would I know them?
That's that one of them is LCD Carpenter.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if on Facebook his stuff.
Yeah.
And the other brother, he's not on Facebook or nothing. He stays kind of in the background of things, which is fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So when do you get together?
We'll be getting together tomorrow.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, for a couple of years it was kind of hit and miss, trying to get things figured out, and finally we got things together.
Oh, is this Sister?
Sorry. Hi. How are you?
Very good. Lovely to meet you.
What's that?
Lovely to meet you.
You too. We've been excited all week waiting for this moment. Our first webcam experience ever.
Oh, we could have Skyped earlier in the week then. Sorry to keep you waiting.
I don't know. That's okay. It's kind of weird hours. Well, actually, you're right on schedule with him. I'm the one that's off schedule because he's awake while you guys have your daytime and I'm asleep because he works nights, so it would work out. You guys could Skype all the time.
Yeah.
I'll just through it all.
It's alright, it won't be long till you're up too.
How long have you got to go?
I'm sorry, what was that?
How long have you got to go?
About 4 weeks.
Wow.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's exciting. We thought Monday was a possibility, but it wasn't. I was kind of glad. I wasn't really ready for it, so. I have a baby shower my friend is doing on Sunday. I'm hoping to at least get through that, so I have all my extra little goodies.
Yes.
I'm wondering how many pink outfits I'll come home with. My oldest says I'm not allowed to dress her in pink, though.
Oh, really?
He thinks, yeah. He doesn't want her to be all prissy. She has to wear purple or red or something else.
When we had Aaliyah, I dressed her in pink. That's all she was allowed to wear for a while because I was so sick of blue. So we just did pink everything. Now she loves the colour pink.
Oh,
I
I can't see her yet. Oh, there she is. Oh, she's so pretty. I saw her picture the other day when she was wearing a little sundress and you took her picture. She's adorable.
Look how blue her eyes are.
Oh, they are. They're gorgeous blue. How old is she now?
She's 20 months.
20 months?
Yeah.
Oh, exciting. Such a fun age. I have my littlest at this point is, well, shoot.
3.
3, a little over 3 years old. I was trying to think in terms of months, but I lost track.
Oh, yeah, no, it's only that she's gone past that 1.5 now that I think I don't know. I've never been a months person. I don't know why I do that now with her. Usually it's just, 1.5, 2.
I think I do it up until they're 2.
Yeah.
Then I start changing into the years. But
Yeah.
How old is your oldest boy again?
He's 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah, so we've got Josiah's 7.5, then Luca's 6, and Brandon here has just turned 5, and Micah is over there. He's 3.5. Well, he's nearly 4. He's only a couple months off 4. And then there's Aaliyah. So our biggest gap between them was between Micah and Aaliyah, which was 2 years and 1 month. And then there was between Josiah and Luca was 17 months, and Luca and Brandon was 13 months, and Brandon and Micah was 14 months. So it's been pretty crazy.
Did you plan that way?
No, it just happened.
No, really?
Yeah.
We took 6 years before we got our first one.
Yeah.
It took us that long, and then they were just 19 months, then 16 months, and then everybody else has kind of been 2.5 to 3.5 years apart. So
have you planned it out, or it's just happened like that?
Yeah, I have just not a person that's been blessed enough to be able to calculate how that all works. It just happens when Yahuwah says it's time to happen.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really weird, but anyway, yeah, no. We never thought we'd get one, so we're, happy.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying with us. So this is our biggest gap ever now, because I think Micah was 17 months or 16 months old, 16 months I think, when I fell pregnant with Aaliyah. So the fact that she's gotten to 20 months and I'm not pregnant is, amazing. Obviously he was giving us a break, But which I'm thankful for at the moment. But yeah, she. But yeah, I think it's the longest since we've been married that I haven't been pregnant, isn't it? Because I think it was I fell pregnant in our first year of marriage. We were been married for about 6 or 7 months, and or maybe a bit longer than that. And we had a miscarriage at 12 weeks. So and then fell pregnant with Josiah on our first, like when we'd been married for about a year. So sort of haven't had this long not pregnant together.
I always feel like I've gone longer unpregnant than I have not nursing. Nursing usually that's my problem.
Stop.
Unhappy, huh?
Yeah, she's.
You can see why I Skype Lou at midnight.
Should we introduce some of ours?
Yeah.
I'll go get some of our children. We're missing one. We're missing one of ours, but I'll be right back.
So how'd you come to know Yahusha? I mean, how was it?
We were in an Indonesian circus at the time, and a guy there had a fossilized customs book and scriptures. I think he gave Chris the scriptures first, and we were just reading through the preface of those, and that's when we learned about the names being replaced. And so we changed all our Christian songs and put YAHUSHA in there, and I think that was where we were at the time. And then not long after that, Chris got given a copy of Fossilized Customs, and he read that, and got us all to read it. And about 8 of us there's a lot of drama, so we all walked out. So we've been going out ever since. Dudes!
This is most of our crew. This is my littlest. Can you say hi, Benny?
Say hi.
This is Benjamin.
Hello.
This is, come here, Titus. This one's Titus. This is the next one up.
Wow.
And then Caleb is back here. This is Caleb. This is Zachariah. And Jacob. Can you see Jacob?
Yep.
Yeah. That's my oldest home at the moment, but I have a 15-year-old that went to a friend's house for the night, so he's not here, and that's sad, but this is my crazy crew. Okay, you guys can all go.
I love it when you say you can all go, they actually go. We say that, and everyone sort of comes back.
Trust me, it doesn't happen all the time. It's only because he's right here. If it were just me, they'd be on me and never leaving, but that's just how it.
I told my older boys to stay here, so I knew that they would go.
That works.
Reverse psychology.
That's right.
Nothing works for me.
Good.
I can keep one. Are you gonna chat with us? Huh? See that?
Go. Oh, you're being strange now. All right.
Really far.
Look, there's Benjamin.
It's Benjamin.
Say hi.
Yeah. Say hi.
Wait, man. Wait.
Okay, Zach.
Wait.
Which one? I'm sorry, did you say that one was Micah? No.
Micah
Which one was
This is Brandon.
Brandon? Sorry.
No, that's
I
right.
got it. Can you see Brandon?
Oh, okay, going.
It's gonna go upstairs now. Okay. Go for it.
Sorry, just go.
What?
Elizabeth at the door.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it was interesting. One of the brothers that I went to his house one night, and we was talking about guns or something. And we sat there, and it was about 2 a.m. in the morning, and he wanted to tell me about Yahuwah. And he just kept on saying, well, there's power in the name. There's power in this name. And I just kept on asking, what's the name? What's the name? Tell me his name. Just tell me. And finally he did, and he gave me I think it was the 8th edition of Fossilized Customs. And And I came home and I just instantly started reading. And I got to the point where Lou starts talking about the name, JSUS. And I closed the book at that time, and it's like, wow. And I think I called his name's Brad. I think I called Brad the next day, and I was just like, what have you done to me, man? What have you done to me? So it just hit that hard, you know?
Yeah.
And I called her uncle, who was our pastor, and I started talking to him. I said, man, they changed his name. His name's been changed. And I just kept on telling him that. So I didn't know what else to tell him. You know, and as we started talking, he started getting mad. And he said, Shawn, I'm talking to somebody who has not been saved. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You're not the judge. You can't say that.
Hey, don't waste them.
And he says, who is JSUS to you? And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm just,
What you looking at?
Satan.
well, that's a messenger of light. You know? And Scripture says he comes as a messenger of light. You know, it's a deception. And I finally got in the conversation with him. I said, can I come over to your house and can we just sit and talk? He says, yeah, that's fine. So I went over there, and it was before work. And I sat down with him, and I handed him the fossilized customs to him. And I said, okay, is this what this guy is saying? Is this true? Do you understand this? What he's saying? And he couldn't answer it. You know, he just, what he did see was that the word messianic was in there somewhere, and he says, "Oh, you just need to stay away from that." Again, I'm ignorant. I don't know what he's meaning by that. Okay, what's messianic? I don't know. Why do I need to stay away from it? They're gonna,
Petro, his mother has come to know YAHUSHA, or did you tell him that?
No, yeah, my mom was immersed. Was it last week? 2 weeks ago.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, she's become a week. Every Sabbath we take an hour or two during the afternoon and we read as a family. And she's been coming over for what, 3-4 months now? 3 or 4 months. And then, and she was laid upon her heart to, that's what she wanted to get immersed. So, being that it's winter time, we done it upstairs in our bathroom, but in the tub, but that's, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. A big tub.
Yeah.
Water's water. That's great. Oh, that's wonderful having a parent in.
I had a chance to talk to my dad a little before he passed away. I don't know if he was, and he understood some of it. I don't know, and I think maybe he accepted some of it, but he was still pretty bound to his brother, the pastor, and what he'd known all of his life. But then again, even as a Christian, he wasn't necessarily one of those Christians that talked and walked the same thing. You know what I mean? He just didn't live out as well. But I got to share the name with him, so I'm hoping. Do you guys have any special things that you guys do on Sabbath to celebrate? Or,
we've got some good ideas. Getting them implemented is another thing. We've started, sometimes we light the candles at the dinner table, just so that, because they're all pyromaniacs, they love that. And then there's, generally, the way it's been the last few months, just getting settled in this town and everything, it's just been chilling out on the Sabbath. There hasn't been any big rituals yet. We're going to bring in a couple of things, I think. Like you said, with the reading and the, I've started talking to them. They've memorised the commandments, so we go through them every morning and night as well. But no, nothing too You know how it is with kids. Takes a while to get things implemented. What is that?
It's a motorbike. It doesn't ever stop.
It's a motorbike.
Go and get it. Go and stay down there.
We always try to think of something to do, but it won't happen either.
Yeah.
Usually always have a reading time, like you said, and then just sort of hang out and relax all day as much as you can. So that's a question I have for you. When you guys get up on Sabbath, everybody wants to sleep in, and his schedule, like I said, is off. He doesn't get up usually until around noon in the afternoon, because that's his normal schedule. By the time he gets up, I'm ready to scream. All I want to do is go to bed and have my Sabbath time, because I've had to deal with the 3-year-old, and then I'm like, I'm just, I've dealt patiently all morning, but when he gets up, I'm like, oh, he's done this, and he's done this, and he's done this. Please just let me have a nap. And he gets rather upset with me because I've held on to my anger all day. I'm like, not necessarily. I get over it. I just let you have it when you wake up.
Oh.
Yeah, she gets over it to me.
Yeah, here you go, and now let me have my nap. See ya.
You're not letting her have it, mate.
So, I've been better. I tried today, but I was a bit frustrated because I didn't get to take a nap today. I'm like, oh well. But do you guys kind of share the morning experience with the kids, or do one of you end up with watching and the other one sleeps in?
That's the same thing that happens in our house.
Yeah, every week's different, but like last night, what's today? Sunday. Night before last, I Skyped Lou at midnight, so I got to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning. So, but the kids were all making lots of noise in the morning, so I was up about 7 anyway. She slept through till lunchtime.
11.
And
unintentionally, I was planning to get up, and I must have just drifted into a deep sleep, and I didn't hear anyone get up, and I wake up and I'm by myself, and it was 11 o'clock.
Just accidentally fell asleep. So,
it happens.
But then after about 2 o'clock, I just crashed until dinner time. I was out of it. I was asleep. So whoever does one end of the morning or the afternoon ends up crashing at the other end. So it is a bit like that, a tag team on Sabbath. I guess if we all went to bed at a reasonable hour, you could get up and have this lovely family time. But generally, it doesn't happen in the real world. Somebody's asleep and someone's got to watch the kids. So I feel your pain.
My older kids stay up late. They sleep like him. They want to be up late and sleep all day. I don't want to sleep all day. I just don't really want to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and have to chase one kid while everybody else is sleeping and relaxing. And they stayed up late and left all of the dishes everywhere for me, of course, and the house is trashed. And I get to sit there all day thinking, great, what do I get to do when Sabbath is over? I have to clean it all and I have to cook, and it gets frustrating for me on that end.
So what we need to do is for this test, we need to before you do a test though, you got to have the rules of the test. So you got to have a schedule. This is what I said to Amy. If we have a schedule and everybody knows what they have to do on the schedule, then I said to her, if it's my turn or it's my job to be, say, for instance, washing up, and I don't do it, well, then I'm going to feel really bad, because I got YAHUSHA in me. If I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, I feel hideous. Same with her, and you've got to teach the kids that. But so I said, if we work out a schedule and get everything into order, then, if you come home really tired, and it's like, oh, I'm really tired, can you back me up and do it for me? Yeah, or vice versa. I said schedule and communication is what the answer is here. And so then if there's emotion or anger within that, that's where you got to practice the letting the other person have it. So now you understand what Chris is saying.
Yeah.
It's just
at the test, we kind of didn't understand the rules exactly right. And then when you explained it to Shawn, we're like, oh, okay, now we get it. So I think we have to kind of do another week of the test. Make sure we get the test right or something. But
so we have to Skype this. We have to, because then we can communicate. Because just like you're all nervous, and then we say, yeah, we do the same thing on the Sabbath, and you see the reactions with people, and then the other brothers and sisters go, oh, we're not freaks. Everybody's going through the same thing. That's what I learned early on in the piece. By just Skyping your real reaction to stuff and not trying to be too polished or religious. Because if you try and be religious and lovely and, we've got it all together and, other people just feel like hideous. They're like, oh, we don't have it together. We're not good enough. Whereas if you just communicate normally, people are like, oh, that's great. We're not the only people who, are normal.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a normal life.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be in you, so if he's living in you, then what else are you going to be doing but living a normal life? And then understanding how to do it better. And, in the love that he's showing you, we're to show to others. That's normal. That's a normal we've never understood or even witnessed, besides coming to him. How do you understand that without coming to him?
That's it.
It's kind of funny. They have a study that they've started on YAHUSHA, a bunch of other brothers, thank you. They've come together and they'll start a scripture study. And Shawn usually goes, and I don't because I've got all the kids at home, But I'm okay with that. And when they're starting to get more everybody involved, and they really want me to come and a friend of ours that he mentioned, Brad, and his wife to come. Well, both of us have 5, 6 children at home. So for us, it's not that easy to find a babysitter and go to another town and have a scripture study. So, I think tomorrow when they have another one, they're going to go. The men will go, and then she's going to just come over here, and we can have our own study and let the kids run rampant, Because half the other places, they aren't meant for kids. What do? I can't take 6 of them to an apartment that doesn't have room for them, so it makes it a little hard that way, but...
Yeah. They can't do it at your place? What? They can't do something at your place or something, so the kids can go to their rooms and play, or join if they want to, or...
A couple weeks ago we did it. It kind of floats, I think, around to different houses. So.
Oh, okay.
We went... Myself and my friend Sarah, Brad's wife, we both want to be able to have it at our house because, like you said, then the kids can go and play, and it's not a big issue. But we just hope people understand that's why we don't go to their house because it's just not easy for us to find the children or the babysitter. We can find our kids, we can't find the babysitter. Or can I? How you guys? I know everybody complains over here in America trying to pay for a babysitter to watch your kids. It's really expensive. Is it like that over there too? Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really used babysitters much. We've only ever done family. Or when we were in Sydney, we owned a hair salon, and so our junior staff would come and babysit if we wanted to go out or do something. We just pay them what they get paid in the salon, so it was a bit cheaper, and they love doing it. So, but here in the little town,
only used parents. And I have a niece that's come over maybe 3 times to watch my kids. We just don't do it. We don't go out either. That's the sad part. I mean, we did
once a year.
Not even that. I think actually the last time we went out was the first time in 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, 4 years for our last date. Yeah, we just don't do it. It's not that we don't want to. We just.
It's hard to keep.
We're okay though. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, well, you'll never last if you don't go out on those dates.
You'll get burnt out or something.
Well, we've made it to almost 20 years now, and so we're doing okay. Would be nice to go on a date sometimes. So.
It's overrated. We never go out. Only if family come down. And they say, oh, go out, go and get something to eat. There's nothing to do around here anyway in Malakuta. So, chances are you're generally talking or thinking about or wondering what the kids are doing anyway. So you might as well take them with you. At least they're safe.
Yeah.
So,
my kids are with me all the time. We go everywhere. We go grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, it doesn't matter. Everywhere. They're just with me. I'm used to it. He's not so much used to it. He comes shopping with us, and he's frantic by the time he gets home at how ill-behaved.
That's why I don't have no hair left.
Yeah.
Not the same. Yeah, I've got less patience too. I understand.
Your kids live in a small city then? Where you live?
We live in a town with about 1,000 people in it. So, not many. Not many.
Exactly.
That's about, ours is about 1,000, 1,200 people, the town we live in.
Yeah?
Nothing in it either. We have a gas station and a tiny grocery store. That's it, pretty much. But do you have a lot of businesses there in your town?
Not a lot of businesses.
Well, this town is very isolated. So the closest town to us from here is about an hour and a half away. So we have to have enough businesses that people can do like your normal everyday things. So there's like a couple of little tiny supermarkets that are a little bit more expensive because, you know, it's a little town. So we try to make that 1.5 hour trip every few weeks to stock up on some groceries and things because it's too expensive to go here all the time. And there's like obviously the hair and beauty salon, and it's a very touristy town, so there's a few tourist shops. There's a takeaway store. There's one, this was the thing we found amusing, coming from Sydney where it's a big city and you've got everything at your fingertips. When we came into this town, there was this, the way we found the town, basically I came into the town while Mark was setting up our caravan just about half an hour out of town, but this was the closest town to where we were camping. And I came to get some groceries because we didn't have any food and we'd had a really bad day, like with travelling and driving, and got stuck down a big hill and all this stuff had happened, and so it was later than we expected to stop, and so it was dinner time and we were still setting everything up, so I thought I'd get some takeaway for dinner, and I found this takeaway store that was like an all-in-one. They did pizza, Chinese, fish and chips, because that's the only takeaway store in the town, so they just do everything. So we thought that was amusing when we first came here. But there is some little restaurants and cafes because it's touristy, and a pub, of course. Trying to think what else is in town.
Not much.
Yeah, just a couple of touristy, like, trinket shops, you know, they sell little tourist things. A school, Josiah just told me to tell you there's a school here.
That's good. I hope you're sending him to a school and not some little building out back. We don't. Like I said, we have one little tiny store. We do have a pub like you, and then a gas station, but not really a tiny library.
Yeah.
But that's about it. We don't live that far away. Actually, we're about 25 minutes, I would say, away from the capital of our state. So I go way too much for his liking. I'm always going to the big city just because I can't stand to be around here too long. I feel pinned up and I want to go. And it drives him crazy. See, he's shaking his head. He goes every day to work, but anyway.
I can understand that. I remember Mark, when I would be at home all day with the kids, Mark would come home, and especially on the weekends or Sundays and things, I'd want to go out and do stuff, or I'd be like, let's go do something. And he'd be like, why? I'm exhausted. I just want to stay at home. And I'm going, no, but I've been at home all day. This is all I do is at home. I want to go out. So I can understand that.
It's fun just to go to the gas station just to talk to another adult for a while, you know, and not just your kids, you know. I'm going to get gas, and a half an hour later I come home. Oh, I ran into this person and that person. We were just talking, but...
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I get it.
I talk to anybody, I talk to my kids all the time, you know, but I like other adult conversation. Shawn doesn't talk that much. If I was talking to him about Yahusha, that would be a whole nother story. He could carry on scripture study forever.
Yeah.
But anything else that's not important, forget it. Yeah.
Nothing else matters, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's like
We ask him a
myself.
question and we get...
Yeah, it's kind of like looking in a mirror here. Mark's very much the same. He doesn't hardly talks at all. I'll sit here talking, and I'll be like, We're like, do you want to say something too? Yeah. Are you listening to me? What did I just say? Oh, yeah, that's good. You're not listening.
I was talking a lot last night. He looked over. He says, "Why don't you just try to relax?" And I'm like, "I am relaxing. I'm just talking to you, getting stuff out of my head." But it's too much. It's overwhelming for him, But I figure he's got to get over it eventually.
Huh?
Not letting it happen, mate.
You poor guy. I don't think he's going to let me in on Skype conversations anymore, are you?
She's done. She's done.
You can't. That's not letting her have it.
Well, we started that test of Chris. We were to how we understood how to do it, and we would just laugh at each other. We didn't know. We just laughed. It just.
Well, it's like we kind of took it as when he said, "Let him have it." Like if one of the other were doing something that maybe they shouldn't have been doing, or we didn't agree with what they were saying, is letting them know that you're kind of wrong. Yahusha wouldn't want you to do this, but being honest and open. Not mean, but just being honest about it, and the other person was just supposed to accept it and not take it personally. And then he said that you weren't supposed to let the other person know you were doing it, but we kept laughing at each other when we were doing it. So it's like, I'm just letting you have it, and then we'd start laughing. So, then again, you can't sit there.
You got to work on your poker faces.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We're getting it though now. Now we get it. It helps that you explained it, because we're just kind of a bit confused.
It's also about things that you would normally have a serious argument about, like when there's fun. There's times when there's fun and humor, but there's things where you would normally blow up at each other, or like we said, when you're tired, really tired on the Sabbath and things like that. There's times in your head where the other person will pick you out and say something. And
yeah, I'm not the only one pointing. See, we know it's him.
Well, it happens to each other. Normally, after you've been married for so long, you can get to the point where you don't bother picking out things, or you don't bother saying stuff, because it will start an argument, and you don't want to start arguments. Where the best thing.
That's what you do. I start the argument.
She starts all the arguments, so it's harder for me to let her have it. So it's but if you start it and you practice, you realise that Yahusha's teaching us how to love one another, because there's always this sort of thing happening. Who's going to be right? Who's going to be on top? Who's going to be the most dominant one? And this is always happening. And so if you let the other person just constantly be on top and don't fight to get back, and don't fight but you did that as well, and look what then you did that and that and that and that as well, and get back to make sure that you're, particularly if there's kids around or whatever, and you feel like you're getting told off in front of kids, or you're getting like you're wrong. She wants you or he wants you to be wrong, and nobody wants to be wrong. So you have to fight to be equal or better. So if you don't fight, the other person then walks around, like they've won, and then it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go anywhere, and then you change. The people, your behaviour changes, and if you change too much, the other person doesn't like that, because they're not.
Got it. That's wrong. I think and we laughed through it. It still kind of got us. I think it helped, because I'm more the one that I will avoid the fight. I don't want to fight. I'm not going to, okay, I'm sorry, I'll let it go. And he is the one that wants to talk about it, but I don't want to get him mad. I don't want to hear him yell. And if he yells or something, then I back off. Do
you yell?
I'm problem.
Goodness.
I'm not saying but I tend not to want to fight.
I'm just teasing.
But I think it helped, because
you're letting me have it, right?
I let him have it. There you go. See, I'm letting him have it. But I do take things personally. I will admit it. I let my feelings get in the way too much, and that causes problems with us. So that's probably my feelings get in the way, I don't know.
Well, early on coming to Yahusha, I've always been one.
No bathroom, okay?
I've always been one to sound the shofar, blow the horn. If I see something, someone doing something wrong or something, I'm like, whoa, that's wrong. Whoa, not in a judgmental. I'm just like, well, come on, we know, we should be understanding this stuff by now, and that's what through this last week of the test, that's what I've had to kind of come to say, you know what, maybe to that aspect, I have taken it pretty personal. And that's I shouldn't be doing that.
Are you referring to your children or your wife? Because that's a very different scenario. Like, if it's your kids, it's like, oh yeah, come on guys, yeah. But say if it was your wife, for instance, you do get to a point where if she knows everything you know, and she's been walking with you, it gets to a point where you doing that, blowing the shofar and that to her, what's that going to do? Like if you were just to let her do, no, I don't even know, I'm just saying this, but if you were to let her do something and you don't agree with it, I'm not saying go out and spend your whole fortune or whatever and do something stupid like that, but if it's just everyday stuff and you let her have it, Yahusha's in her.
Yeah.
If you've been walking along and you both know that this is not right or things, I don't know, just an example, but that's where letting them have it thing comes in. You don't have to pick stuff out and try and make the other person see stuff because Yahusha's in them. So if she keeps doing something, and it could be the other way around, if she doesn't agree with something you're doing and you keep doing it and you've discussed it that you don't like it or whatever and keep doing it, sometimes people do things to upset the other person, to get attention, to roll something up, to have some contact, to have there's all sorts of games, there's all sorts of things that go on, but if you that's what I'm saying, you don't have to blow the shofar with your wife or your husband.
That's why, and before the week of the test, Yahusha already hit me on that several times, in the fact that, what, you're taking it too personal. This is not you. This is me trying to work in her. So you see it at that point. You see it, but just step back. Unless harm's going to happen or something bad will happen or come of it, then step in and.
Trouble. Can you tell?
She's not.
Oh, it's what catches me. Usually it's always on Sabbath, and he gets upset because I'll do the dishes or I'll do some form of work, but I struggle with to me some of it I enjoy doing. So I'm like, how is that work if I'm enjoying doing it?
I'm a bit like that. I'm the opposite. I tend to do the dishes just because I can't stand looking at it. But I think to me, I think on those small things, it's a matter of opinion what you consider work to be. Like I know some people like to just read or watch telly, or some people like to sew. Well, other people might think sewing or doing craft or things like that is work, but if you enjoy it, it's supposed to be a delight. So you can't sleep for 24 hours, so you got to get up and do some things.
Things I see, like obviously when you have little ones, you are forced to have to work and take care of them. But a lot of times it's just, when the dishes are very overwhelming, which I'm sure you can imagine with 8 of you in the house, they get really all over the place. And it just, there's some days I just can't handle it. Or if I know someone's going to come over, I just can't take the fact knowing that my kitchen's covered in dirty dishes. And it doesn't necessarily bother me, except for the fact that I'm not supposed to be working, and I know that. But if it's just, I guess to me, I look at it as sometimes just being able to relax is, my house is clean, and that's how I can relax. That's what I enjoy relaxing in. And if I have a dirty house, I can't relax. But so we don't exactly see eye to eye on that, but I try to give, because I don't want to offend him. And I don't want to have to actually work. I'd like to sit around and watch my house stay clean all day. It just doesn't happen, you know. But like I said, I try to back down and not do the dishes as much. There's some weekends I don't do so well, and others I do better. Or I shouldn't say weekend. I should say Sabbath. And really lately, what catches me is my attitude on Sabbath, because like I said, by the time he gets up, I've had enough. I haven't had my enjoyable, relaxing Sabbath yet. So that's where we tend to get our battles.
Well, it's all very practical. This is normal. You don't even have to feel embarrassed about any of this, because this is how I believe, and this is what Chris has been trying to say to lots and lots of people. It's very, very practical. Like, we'd all like to sit there with our... That's why I do it at midnight with Lou. We'd all like to sit there and be, peaceful and calm and have a silent house and, have everything in order. But as you know, with lots of young children, things don't stay in order very long. So we found a few years ago that Sabbath was going to be a bit different for us. Because, if we're really tired, one of us just ends up sleeping half the day and the other one sleeps half the day. But generally, even when it's not like that, you're both kind of working anyway, because you've got young children. And if both of you go and lay down, you go out and there's toilet paper right down the hallway, and there's things drawn on walls, and there's, as you know, and so there's really no true rest. Like other people may have true rest on the Sabbath, you just do the best you can. I think the point is, you just don't go to work. I think you just don't go to your occupation and earn money. I think that's the main point of the Sabbath. You try and rest your body as much as you can. But we've been told by older people that in a few years, when our kids get older, well, yours are older, you don't have to worry about the older ones as much.
They just other up all day. That's what we have to work with them.
See, all this stuff you're going through is normal. He wants to bring us together, the husband and wife together, and there's always little issues that mean the world to us that get in the way all the time. And that's why Chris is saying, if you let one another have it, it's like if you do it from your heart, it's just like it brings you closer together, because you're not constantly picking out things of one another. And if you both agree to do this, and then in half an hour one of you gets really angry at the other, well then the other person has the choice to get angry back, or not be riled up and say, yeah, you're right, I did do that, yeah, I'm sorry, I'll try not, like you communicate, and you let that person be right. We don't. If we're told off about something, we don't like to be right. We like to get back. If you let the other person be right, and you do it in love, then that person will go, "You're just letting me have it." So
what's wrong with that?
So
we let it happen.
see, now you're understanding why Chris wanted us all to start practicing this.
Well, with her, she made the mention of, her. I may come downstairs and she's, the house has been torn apart, and she cannot sit still enough to not do something. I understand that.
See,
but
now,
to me,
she's made you come undone. She's brought you undone in front of us. So now you have to bring her undone. I understand.
Well,
used to it.
See what I'm saying? This is the letting them have it thing. You just you don't have to be embarrassed in front of us, because we've already told you we're the same. So you don't have to prove your side of the story and make yourself feel better because she's made you feel like an idiot. That's what they do.
Stop pointing at me.
I'll let him have his side of the story. It'll make him feel better now.
Do you understand now? You're understanding. You're
I make
understanding.
life hard. I make him work 40 hours plus a week and freeze his tush off all night in the cold, cold weather while I sleep in a warm bed. He has the right to be mad at me occasionally.
I'm sure he reminds you of it too.
Yeah. He's a pretty good guy, for the most part.
We don't want to be.
When he's not yelling at me.
So you're understanding the letting him have it. It just goes deeper and deeper, the experience, doesn't it? It's just four. Just 4 little words, but.
It can have so much meaning. You just never know. But yeah, it's been an experience. The kids keep telling us we'll be talking about the test. They're like, what test? What test are you talking about? And then we're trying to explain to our older ones. It's like, oh, never mind. They're trying to understand what we're talking about too.
Well, Chris said to me yesterday, he said, you could bring the children into this as well. I thought, oh, that'd be interesting, because they're constantly bashing each other up, and he did this and she did that, no, he didn't, no, it's his fault and it's my fault, so still got to talk about how to bring it into the children, but, just let them have it, and it just means you walk away being wrong, without being heard, without being understood, without, you let the other person be right. But if you do it in an angry way, and they can see that you're still really angry, but you're not saying anything, that's not how it works. It's got to be genuine from your heart. It's got to
say that.
Hey?
I said it's funny that you say that, because I was having that issue with two of my older ones. They've been fighting, not really fighting, they start picking on each other in the middle of the store, some crazy place they shouldn't be, and one would be doing it for fun, and the other one would get mad and instantly punch him right back or something. And they'd get stopped about it, and instead of just, they both say they're sorry, but instead of just letting it go, they held on to their anger and wouldn't talk to the other one. And it's like, you can't, forgive and forget and then just still treat them like you're mad at them. You were wrong or they were wrong, it doesn't matter. You just got to let it go and walk away from it, But they had a lot of trouble with that for the last couple of days. They just could not walk away and say, okay, yeah, I was wrong. If you hit him and then he hit you back, you started it. And then the next time it flip-flopped and it was the exact opposite way. But neither one of them wanted to just let the other person have it. They had to, keep. But yeah, I definitely see how you could bring that into your kids and make it work. Yes, I know. I have to point out for the last several days, Jacob's been a very good boy. I have to tell everybody that because he's usually my stinker. Aren't you? He's trouble. Yeah, I think I mentioned earlier a bit of pyros. They like fire or something like that. Is that what you said? Something about, what was it he said?
Oh, I said the kids love fire. Yeah.
Fire.
Boys love fire.
He loves fires. He's always playing with fire. Yeah, aren't you? And he likes to make survival kits and play with knives. He's scary. It's kind of funny. But yes, they all have candles too.
This is why it's important to have the wives around, mate, when you're doing your scripture study. If you can. When do you get to, how many other guys are there and families do you get together with?
The last study we had.
Hey, shush.
Six other people there. Yeah, I mean, when I say other people, I mean families.
Just one person from each family.
Yeah.
But as far as I go, I mean, we have our close friends Brad and Sarah that we associate with, and then another, I guess, sort of distant cousins on his side.
Yeah.
That are brothers that we talk with. And then Larry and Diana. I communicate with it. He knows than I do. He gets on the Facebook and scripture study more than I get a chance to do. But
would it be possible, if you've got 5 or 6 families there, go from house to house, or do it in your house, here or whatever, and then take turns, just have everybody together, how you going, yeah, drinks, party, whatever you do, and then when it comes to time, I don't know if you sing songs, whatever you do, when it comes time to actually get serious and, have to concentrate on the word, you just get somebody like, you could just take in turns. Each week, you could just take all the kids into one room. That's what we used to do years ago when we used to gather together. We just take turns. Somebody just, that way, the families aren't missing out. It's a lovely time, the wives are involved. And then just half an hour to an hour when you actually want to concentrate and you need kind of peace and quiet, you just get someone, and that way it's not the same person every week. You might have to talk to the other blokes, see what they think, but it's lovely if you can all get together and it's something everybody looks forward to. And we could Skype. I can Skype it. You can record it. You can help other people as well. You can. I don't know what format you do or whatever, but whenever you come around to the Scripture and everybody's settled down and everybody's said their hellos and had their drinks and gone to the toilet and all the kids are, happy and everything, you could say, okay, well, we're about to do our serious part now, and push Skype, and we'll come in and we could do something like that.
That would be fun. That would be really neat.
And that way, whether you do it at your house every week or go house to house, I don't know, you have to work out the specifics, but, that way none of the wives would have to feel left out or that they're not spiritual enough, or really it's just that they got all these kids, so, and then they, and then they resent you, and then they just end up resenting you underneath. You come home from your meeting all geared up because you're full of the word, and they're just angry because they missed out on the party. So
I'm geared up anyway. I don't need to go to those studies.
Oh, you're wonderful, mate. You're wonderful.
They don't understand. They
We
have trouble.
We bore him because he gets so excited, and we're like, okay. He does. He really, he sits on the computer watching you and Lou or whoever all the time, and we just kind of run about our day, and he's all excited sitting over here, and we just kind of laugh. Well, not laugh. We enjoy him being happy, and I think he gets frustrated because I don't do it all the time. I just tend to want to, when it's time for me to relax, I don't relax in the same way he does, I guess. But anyway. But do you have a lot of families that you can gather with where you're at right now, or
no one?
Nobody?
No.
Oh, hard.
No, we don't even gather for feasts right now because we're very isolated here. But you talk to people online. So
I guess that you guys Skyping's really awesome then, because you can talk to so many people that way. But where was it that you lived before? Did you live up in, is it Atherton? Is that where Chris lives?
Yeah. Right up the top, near Cairns.
Yeah. So. And now you're way down. Do you get to visit with them at all? Once in a while, or just through the...
It's been over a year since we saw them. They came down to Sydney and saw us. But no, we were thinking of going up this year, but I don't think we can now because Amy's studying for her beauty course. So she's going to get that finished. And
you're going to work together then?
Well, we figure if we do end up having to keep travelling in the future, and you come to different towns, some might want a hairdresser, some might want a beautician. They work hand in hand, so yeah, whatever.
I have no special skills, so I'll stay home.
A great mother, a great wife.
Yeah.
What kind of, that's not special?
Oh, thank you. Now he's letting me have it. No.
That's letting her have it, right?
Yep. Yeah. Now you're getting the hang of it, mate. Yeah. But she'll know if it's not genuine. Yeah.
Well, after 20 years, I think she'd hope she knew it was genuine.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we'll be in touch, mate. It's lovely catching up with you.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you.
Yeah.
We'll have to do this again soon.
Yeah. Well, let us know. Let us know what all the other guys and families think about doing the meeting thing.
Yeah.
And because as you can see, it's really easy. You just set up the Skype somewhere, set up the camera somewhere, and you can just, we can be fly on the wall.
Right.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks. It's been wonderful to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Turn you around. Come over here and say goodbye. Come over here and say goodbye. She just freaked out at me because she's sitting here breastfeeding. I was just going to fling it round. And
Stop.
Just tell her I said goodbye.
she nearly had a heart attack.
Sorry. I was sitting behind the camera there.
Do that stuff.
And Mark goes, here, I'll say goodbye for you. Yeah. Oh, it was lovely chatting to you guys. It's nice to see you in person. Well, as one person as it can be, because yes, outside the world.
I have fun typing you letters. I can never get everything on there I want to say, but I know they're hard to read and retype back. So it was nice to.
I love it. I love reading them. I just feel really bad because I read them and then I go, I better reply, but I want to spend some time. And usually it's on my phone, and I hate replying properly on my phone because it's hard, but I hardly ever get time at the computer, so. It's and then sometimes it'll be usually the Sabbath when I'm just sitting around and the kids are watching a movie or doing something. I think, oh, now I can sit here and do it. So I'm sorry I don't reply enough, but I do love it. I love reading your emails.
Don't be sorry. I don't get on the computer that often either because either Shawn's got it or the kids are on it, and I get booted off of everything. So I just go to bed or try to. But yes, no, I do love reading yours too. So. But this was fun. I like Skyping. I've never done it, like I said, so it was a wonderful experience. So.
I
hear crying.
I come to the point in Yahusha to understand that all I have to give the good news to people, and to understand that his forehead is in them already. It's there. That's the good that they tend to do, but they don't always do. But most importantly, they don't give him credit for it. They don't esteem him because they've never been told who he is. And once I come to understand that, it's letting them have it. It's letting others have it, And I ask guys, I'm kind of sarcastic about it right now. Hey, you want to hear the good news? Have you heard the good news? And some guys are like, yeah, I don't know. What is it? Okay, just tell me what it is. So you tell them. Another guy at work, I walked up to him and just nonchalant, I said, hey, you want to hear the good news? I said, if you do, come and talk to me later. Sure enough, about 45 minutes later, he came in to where my little office was at, and we sat and we talked. He went to he went to college, the Catholic school. He had to take a religious course, while he was in school. But he said, I understood the Old Testament is what he said. He said, I understood that, but when it came to the New Testament, he said I was lost. I didn't have a clue. Well, all that old stuff, the stuff in the Tanakh, is all come inward, and that's the difference. It's the same. We're just not taught it. It's there. When we come to him, immersed in you, he'll wash you, and then he'll start reorganizing. Because we have them, but we may put the 6 above the 4, and then once we come to him, he'll start reorganizing them all. And the mighty ones that we stuck in the first one, he'll say, then we receive the name, and so that name goes back in where it belongs, and the other mighty ones, or even ourselves, is taken out of that spot, put back where it belongs.
It's true.
Just give them the good news.
Yep. That's what we're called to do.
Yeah. I know some of the history of what went wrong. What went wrong, where it went wrong, how it went wrong. But I can't sit there and let the brother of ours man, he can tell you everything about everything. And I just sit back in awe. What? How did you know that? Hey, where you find that at?
Yeah.
And I'm just more like, I'll tell you the good news, and that's all I can do. That's where I'm at. I'll give you the good news.
That's great.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's always out of love, and right now it's been going up and just asking guys, hey, you want to hear the good news? Some guys are a little hesitant about saying yeah, but other guys are like, yeah. And then it makes you really think, well, that means I got to truly believe, don't I? Yeah. It puts it back in Yahusha's hand to where it's already been there. He's already done that.
See, when we're out in the world doing our jobs, our occupations, you're having this experience with Yahusha, because generally you've got a lot of thoughts to yourself. You're just doing your job. When we come home, we get undone as men because we've got all these other things going on that we feel like we're not in control of. And then some types of religion will tell you that you should be in control of it. You know, you should be in control. Get your wife and you get it into order, and get your family into order, and all this sort of thing. And so you just end up feeling hideous and wrong and everything. But the whole principle of the not taking anything personal and letting everybody have it is to practically, it just brings your family. It's like walking down a path, which you're obviously doing during the day. For you to be telling people, having experiences like that, telling people you're having an experience with Yahusha, then when you come home, it's you then trying to blend in with what they're doing, because they've been going off on doing something else to what you're concentrating on. And it doesn't mean that what they're doing is any better or worse or wrong or right than what you're doing. It just means it's different. And then you're trying to come into that as the head of the home and handle it. Letting them have it kind of means bringing them with you. Not just walking down the path by yourself because they're just caught up in their own practical things, or washing, cleaning, all the stuff that's going on, and chaos and children, and if you come home and just join them and be one of them and help and walk with them, that's what I had to sort of realise, that I wanted to have this experience, on the videos and doing all that other stuff, but then I'd come around my family and there'd be turmoil, there'd be chaos, there'd be things going on everywhere, and it's like, I'm thinking, I'm so glad I'm not in religion, because it's totally embarrassing. So it's, but that's real life for everybody, and so we kind of need to put off ourselves and bring them in for the ride as well. So it's great what you're doing. The boys are involved,
I kind of look at it this way. We don't know the day or the hour, but what I do know is I need to prepare these guys, because it may be another 100 years. Well, I don't have 100 years, but they will be there during that time. So the experience I have at my occupation, at my job, I'm sharing with them all the time. And it's breaking it down just basic and simple.
Yeah.
I told a brother last night that came over, Yahusha has brought me, if he hasn't not there yet, he's bringing me to that point. I remember a time as a kid where everything was simple and innocent and peaceful and lovely and pure. It's just a short period as a kid, but that's where I see the manifestation going, is back to that being his child again, and just having him in you, and it's relaxing, peaceful. It's letting
It's wonderful, mate. His peace is very important.
To have it in all situations, though, that's the
test.
That's the yeah.
Well, the two principles are there so that you don't get riled up, so that you try and keep his peace. So if somebody's coming at you with something, and in this test it's your spouse and your children too, you don't give up your peace, you don't give up your joy. You deal with the circumstance, but you don't give up your joy. If you have to be wrong, you be wrong. If you have to be right, you're right. You just don't let go of that peace and that joy. That's the whole purpose of the not taking anything personal and just letting everybody have who they are because you want to keep your peace. And you realise that while you've got a family to take and lead and guide and help and be a part of, his relationship is with you. They've got to get their own relationships. You know, I've got a relationship, she's got a relationship. You know, we walk together, but I can't do. It's all happening. So you realise at a certain point that he's having a relationship with you individually, and you have to instill that in everybody else. So, you know, he will work through you with all your reactions as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll talk to the guys about doing this guy.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Get back with you, let you know.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, whenever, whatever. I'm happy. I'll be there.
Hey, man.
Right. You enjoy the rest of your Sabbath, guys. It's lovely to meet you.
Yeah.
She's waving in the background.
I want to wave.
You want to wave? You have a wave?
I want to wave.
I will wave. Everyone's got a wave now.
I need to do something first. I need to do something first.
All right, hurry up.
I need to do something first.
Hurry up. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sabbath.
Yeah, you too. We'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Good.